Hey, it's Mark. Welcome back to Single Car Garage. Finishing up the installment of the motor on that 65 Impala. So let's do a few things and get it finished up, okay? What we had left to do is gotta get this torque converter hooked up. Make sure you're using a safety stand. All right, that's finished. I already had two tightened. Had one left to do. Now let's see what we're doing. We've got to run a wire to the battery side of the electronic ignition. And what I'm going to do is run it from the fuse box. So I'm going to run this to the fuse box. Right up here where it says ignition. I've already turned the key on. It has power when the key's on. Doesn't have power when the key's off, so it'll turn the car off. Stuck me a wire through the firewall. So what I've got to do is put an end on this. One right here. And put an end on the other one to fit. So I need to cut it where I want it. Which, let's see how long we need it. I've got it stuck in there. About where I want it. Golly. So I'm going to want to cut it about right there. I think that'll give it. I want to run it against this wall. I think that'll be perfect. So let's get that cut and get some ends on it. Okay, we get these your wire stripped. Got that. Now when I went to the to get what I needed yesterday, they didn't have any covered ones, which was kind of disappointing. So I'm going to end up using these, but what I'm planning on doing, I want to keep it where it won't jump or something, because your tach and your power is going to be side to side there on your distributor. So I bought a pack of these, and what I'm going to do is cut this and shrink it right there, which I think will work out perfect. I think that'll be the best one to do. Possibly, you know what? I think I'm wrong. I think this one right here is the one I want. I think that will be perfect. Right there we are. And that'll protect it from jumping from pole to pole in case it wanted to. So this one goes on that end. Should have bought some scissors with me. Here's our end. Was wrong. Had the wrong gauge, so my wire wouldn't fit. So back to the right gauge. I wish this was red, but can't have everything. Need to crimp it. Got her crimped good. See if I can pull this one off because it will fit this one. Slide that over there. That way she'll be protected. And there's our end. We'll plug right in there. And let me finish this other end and we will go run the wire, okay? Okay, I found a good place to run it through right here where the speedo does. Just had just enough room to push that wire through. Okay, I've got everything on here, got it crimped down. Using the shrink it down a little bit. And what you got to do is come back here. You'll have just a little bit of a tip on there. You probably could go ahead and push it on back if you wanted to. Cut that off so it will go in your distributor good, and you've got it protected. Don't know if you can see it. Tack, battery. The wire will hook into the battery side. And there we do. We got her hooked up. I'll take a couple of zip ties and clean that up a little bit. All right, we got our linkage hooked up to our carburetor and our passing gear. We've got our shifter linkage all hooked up. Now we don't have exhaust yet because we're waiting for headers, but I do have long tubes on it so we can practice starting it. Got the radiator in, the radiator hoses. And we got our one wire on our starter. This is a one wire starter. And I've got to do some research. I know that other wire helps run the alternator lights. Charging and not charging, and I've got to figure that out and exactly what I need to do. Never put one of those starters on before, so I still got that to figure out. And I'm gonna have to put a new end on our fuel pump here. If you notice it sticks straight out, I'm gonna have to do an L on it. But we're not running it to the, when we initially start it, we're not gonna run it to the fuel, to the tank, because we're putting a new tank on it. We're just gonna run it to a gas can. So there we are, hooked up, ready to start. My next and final video will be at starting, and then we'll be done, ready to button it up and send it off. But there you are, putting it in, hooking it up, and ready to go. So that wasn't that hard. I have 3 videos showing how to do it. And if you haven't done it before, it's pretty easy to do. But our next and last video will be getting it to start, which should be, we've already had it started on the test stand. So should be cranking over and starting. But I do want to fix that fuel hose even before I could start it with the way it is now. But I want to fix it and have it ready to hook up. So I don't have to go back and mess with it after we get it started. So in a couple of days, I will have a video of it cranking, and then we'll be done with this car as far as getting it running. So, hey, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching my videos. Come back and see me.